O/void. I want to help you, the woman said. She was sincere. The frankness of her confession, unclouded by any trace of impure emotion, brought tears pouring from her eyes as she spoke the words, "I wish to free you from your suffering." Which made me feel nothing but pessimism. I feel neither joy nor gratitude that she had come to save me. That kindness of hers was misdirected and nothing but an annoyance to me. It wasn't enough to make me despise her, but honestly, I wanted her to run along home to her own world instead. This isn't to say that I hated the woman, but the very principles that guided her actions were wrong. She should have known as well as I did that she wasn't going to save anyone. She should have known from the start that it was impossible for her to save me. I responded in a voice you couldn't exactly call a voice. With your throat crushed, it's impossible to make a sound, so I tried shaking my head until I remembered that I couldn't do that either. Eventually, she gave up and went back above ground. She kept up that contest of endurance for days, until gradually she came to realize she was talking to herself. The one her words were addressed to was just a corpse. That's something that happened, apparently. These events I hadn't committed to memory in the first place are now surfacing in my mind because of the similar emotions now being directed towards me. Doubt and mercy. That woman who tries to be so fastidious is holding some sort of ridiculous feeling of obligation towards me, even though she doesn't have a shred of proof as to why she should. Buzzet Fraga McRemit. That woman who has become Avenger's master now harbors the same misdirected emotions for me as the woman from back then. My heart thundering at a speed of 500% over its usual rate, I barely propel my exhausted body towards the ruins. My throat is burning. The way my right leg's aching after I pushed it to the limits of my endurance and beyond, it'd come as no surprise to hear that I'd busted it. Having used up all but the dregs of the magical energy I received from Bazette, my own reserves of strength are starting to come up dry too. Basically, you could say I'm giving up. I can't move another step, and I'm tempted to just quit now. Consequences be damned.
何をしている? ここまで走りなさい、アベンジャー。
Bazette, who reached to the ruins one step ahead of me, comes back outside and shouts at me. Grasping for purchase with both hands, I fling myself into the building with all the dignity of a fleeing puppy. The door slams closed behind me. Curse! Some little door isn't worth a fart as far as defense goes, considering the monster that's after us. Having that barrier at least gives us the illusion of security though. Oh, it's Berserker. I can hear a roar. That must be the big fucker we've got on our tail, destroying everything in his path as he pursues us through the forest. Running away to a ruin like this won't save us. Once he catches up, he'll crush the whole place to powder, and both of us along with it. That thing is like a fierce gale. No matter what kind of weapon one is armed with, it's plain to see that no human could cross swords with that and live. In a clearing in the forest, we ran into that monster. No, it would be better to say that it was waiting there for us. Though set there like a monolith carved out of stone, the second we set foot into its territory, it let out that roar as it came after us. The battle was over in 1 second. I never had any great desire to pick a fight with that thing in the first place, but after the first shot, even Bazette realized that we couldn't fight it, let alone win. Bazette's not one to back down from a fight, but after even Fragarach failed to score a kill, she wisely and graciously gave the order to retreat. Still, you've got to hand it to her. To be able to fight even for a few seconds facing the source of that hellish roar took some serious guts. She recovered in no time and fired off Fragarach while that huge monster's war cry still had me nearly pissing myself. The noble phantasm seems to be the type that's always on, because Fragarach activated right away. Her aim was true and her shot struck right in its heart, bringing that fat ass down once and for all. Or at least, that's what should have happened. Instead, it had completely revived 10 seconds later and kept charging straight for us. Back from the brink of death in perfect health. In other words, a body that knows no death. That's the big fucker's noble phantasm. After she wasted her Fragarach on it, Bazette's whole body went rigid. And with her frozen there as that monstrous thing came bearing down on her, I personally think it was awfully nice of me to give her a little push out of harm's way via a flying kick to the side. The pain! It felt like he barely grazed me, but that was enough to send me flying too. The big guy's sights are now set on me, standing right in its path, and I look up to see an axe the size of a Grecian pillar raised over my head. To even think about eating a hit from that would be crazy, and my chances of slipping by unharmed were stupendously low, so then, when things were at their darkest, just as I was thinking that, this must be what they call instant death. Who should come to my rescue but the very same Bazette I'd just kicked away from that huge thing? She leveled her second Fragarach at its face and fired, striking it right between the eyes. Seems like she fired her second Fragarach not to kill, but to try and blind it. But even a huge hole in its face didn't stop that monster, or the axe it held, so that's when Bazette grabbed me by the hand and made a break for the forest. Throwing off the gloves that Fragarach had burned as she ran, Bazette laid a rune into both legs to let her run faster. Me being the compulsive thief and hoarder that I am, I pick up her trash. And seizing me by the scruff of my neck, Bazette took off running. Seeing as how she is in top physical shape to start with, the blessing of the runes on top of that allowed her to leave that huge monster behind before you could blink. But even that only gave us a few seconds head start. Before its eyes had even finished healing, it was hot on our trail, as surely as though it were tracking us by scent.
とまあ、そんな経緯で今に至るわけだけど。なんだね。ここに逃げ込んだところで、あと数分持たずに追いつかれ殺されるってのが結論だ。あれだけ危ないからよそうぜって言ったのにさ。人の言うこと聞かないからこんな目に遭うんだぜ。そのあたり反論あるか、マスター？
敵の戦力を若干甘く見ていたのは認めます。確かにあんなサーバントがいるとは予想外でした。
Bazette's response sounds a little weak, maybe like she's regretting it. Compared to her near total silence from the time we entered the forest till now though, this is a veritable world of difference. That's good, makes it easier on me too, but first things first.
いや、ありゃサーバントじゃねえよ。この森に住むただの怪物だ。サーバントになり損なった亡霊みたいなものだと思いな。
何を言うのです。あれはサーバントだ。この時代の亡霊などではない。宝具も持っていたし、間違いなくアインツベルンのサーバントでしょう。
まあ位置づけ的にはそうなるのか。そっかそっか。競争相手であろうとなかろうと、サーバントはサーバントだったな。
By all rights, trying to figure out what class of servant that monster is would be a waste of time. Isn't it obvious? What we need to focus on right now, rather than trying to figure out what the hell that thing is to figure out what the hell we should do about it. Ain't a thing we can do about that big fucker, so for now let's figure out what we are gonna do with ourselves.
で、どうするマスター？このままおとなしく殺されてやり直すか？それともあのサーバントのマスターを探し出すか？
無論アインツベルンのマスターを探し出します。あのサーバントの周囲にはそれらしい気配はありませんでしたから。アインツ
城に潜んでるってのは同感だな。けど城に行くってことはあのデカブツをどうにかするってことだぜ。逃げるのか戦うのか。あんたはどうするつもりなんだ？
アベンジャー、正直に言うと私は敵に背を向けるのは苦手です。戦いを挑まれたのなら力を持って打ち破るのが私のスタイルだ。
知ってるよ。これでも長く付き合ってきた方だからな。あんたはいつもカツカツで嫌がる俺を平気で負け戦に投入したじゃんか。
それはあなたの能力がループだと誤解していたからです。あなたがもう少しノーマルなサーバントなら私とて無理強いなどしませんでした。
どうだかな。で、今回もやるわけ？どのみちあのデカブツをどうにかしないと城にはたどり着けないんだから。
いいえ、私もそこまで無謀ではありません。今までの戦いは勝算があったからこそ通したことです。ですがあの相手には勝算はありません。私とあなたでは相性が悪すぎる。
I let out a whistle. Just as Buzzard said, we are a real bad match against that ginormous thing. My noble phantasm's just no good against it. Up against him, I couldn't survive so much as a single blow. The first strike would be fatal, so if one hit equals death, I can't turn the curse back on him. On the other hand, we could have Buzzard counterattack with Fragarach, but she can only use it 3 times. It's crystal clear now that the monster's noble phantasm allows it to rise from the dead. We don't know yet how many times it's good for, but it likely outnumbers the uses of Fragarach we've got.
それじゃあ戦うってのはなしだな。じゃああとは
追跡を振り切って城を目指すだけでしょう。こちらも目は低いですがゼロというわけではありませんから。
She's right about that much. But there's still something pretty big that Buzzard's overlooking. That monster ain't something you can just ignore. To make it to the castle, we've gotta take care of our new bodies somehow.
決まりだな。俺はここに残ってあのデカブツを引きつけて、あんたは一人で城に向かう。オーケー、それなら半々だ。あんたの足ならコースアウトでもしない限りきっと城にたどり着ける。ここからアインツベルンの城は北西に15キロほどだ。ルーンを刻む悲壮は残ってるか？残ってるな。なら問題なしだ。俺が稼げるのはせいぜい1分程度だが、あんた一人だけならそれを10倍にできる。
アベンジャー、私はそんなことは命令していません。私はあなたと城に向かいます。
無茶言うな。そっちの方が俺にはきつい。正直あんたの足にはついていけねえんだよ。ここまで逃げてくるのが限界でさ。こっちから先俺の足に合わせてたら間違いなく追いつかれるぜ。
それはあなたの精神が弱いからです。気合を入れなさい。その気になればまだ走れるはずだ。あなたはいつも諦めが早すぎる。
She really hit me where it hurts. Buzzard's quite a gutsy lady.
そりゃあまあ意地を張れば少しは働けるけど、それでもあんたのスピードについていけないのは本当なんだが。
まったく。なら戦力として考えません。いざとなれば霊体化して私についてきなさい。
Well, ain't that a clear-headed opinion? Doing that won't do a thing to help either one of us, though. So how are we gonna get out of this one? Any other time, we'd both just go about playing the part that works best for us. Simple as that. The reason we can't do that now is because a certain someone overhears, misunderstanding things in the most boring-ass way possible.
らしくないぜマスター。霊体化して俺だけ助かってどうなる？マスターが殺されたら俺たちはそれで終わりなんだぜ。ならどう考えても足の遅いお荷物を足止めにしてあんたは任務達成するべきだろう。
私はあなたを荷物などと言った覚えはありませんが。
俺がそう思ってんの。何しろ本当に自分一人じゃ動けないからな。
I stick out my left leg to make my point. It was reduced to kibbles and bits by that giant ape when he charged us. That a fourth-rate heroic spirit like me managed to make it all the way here on my own power after that is pretty damn impressive, if I do say so myself. Yep, the gutsy way ain't nothing to sneeze at.
ダメだ。それなら私も残ります。ここであのサーバントを倒す方を取る。私は一人では進まない。ここであなたを置き去りにすることはできない。
Determined, but still doubtful. It's definitely not because of any deep feeling of affection. It was that same hand that once reached out to me in a gesture so severely mistaken.
それは同情から？
いえ、同情なんてしていません。ただ、その傷には私にも責任がある。だから、置き去りにするぐらいなら、私はその責任を取ろうと。
それは違う。いいかマスター。あんたは今、自分の目的を果たすためではなく、俺を助けるためにここに残ると言った。それは、まあ、俺からしてみれば悪いことじゃない。助けてもらえるんなら助けてもらいたい。けどさ、その動機が負い目から来たものなら、それは置き去りよりたちが悪いことなんだ。
負い目ですって？
そう。同情とか憐憫とか、そういうの。いいかい、人間のお嬢さん。絶望にいる者を救おうとするのなら、負の感情で動いてはいけないんだ。負は正でなければ打ち消せない。悲しみに陥った者を悲しみですくい上げても癒されないものがあるんだよ。ま、あれだな。救った後のデイケアまで受け持つってんなら話は別だが、人間そこまで暇なやつは稀だからな。やっぱり助けるんならどっちにとっても得になる理由じゃないと損ってことだ。
Wicked laughter. In the distance, I hear the monsters howl. Bazette stares fixedly at me, her face blank.
わかりづらかった？なら例えばの話をしよう。ある場所に世界で一番不幸な目に遭っているやつがいるとする。ある日あんたはそいつのことをニュースで知って落ち込んじまうんだが、それは意味のない干渉なんだ。遠い世界の話には関われない。自分には関わりのないところで誰かに不幸な出来事が起きたとしても、あんたは笑っていろ。
That's right. To try to save someone who doesn't exist in your own world would mean to deny that world of yours. That's the logic this world operates on, something that doesn't even bear mentioning. Unrelated humans, unobjecting humans, affirm every misfortune and sorrow by that alone. That inequality cannot be overthrown, so why not just accept the happiness that's built on someone else's sacrifice? Even if it's a truly ugly and wretched life, if you're among the blessed, all you can do is smile and accept that's just how it is, otherwise it's all for nothing. Live out your whole life opposite that contradiction and that ugliness. That's what a proper human should do. A human can't save anyone except himself. Saving another person solely for that other person's sake is no better than an excuse worthy of death. Such lip service can save anyone. But if even then you still believe you can save another, If you're still chirping stuff like, I want to save another.
そうだ。それでも何かをしたいというのなら、せめて笑いながら救いに行け。見捨てられないから残るとか、かわいそうだから戻るとか、そういうのは余計なお世話だ。一緒に苦楽を共にしようなんて間違っても抱くなっていうことでさ。
All she needs to share with me is the joy. Coming to save me by bringing me sorrow would be nothing but a pain in my ass. What I want is a no questions asked fairy tale ending. Peace and love to exceed even the days of nothing but loss. That's right. For example, like dark and sunken eyes, seeing a bright and shining future in an outstretched hand.
アベンジャー、あなたは？
ああ、いや、脱線しちまったな。ズバッと言うと、さっさと行けってこと？どうせ死んでもまた顔を合わせるんだ。同情で死なれたら気まずいじゃねえか。ほら、アインツベルンのマスターに話があるんだろ。さっさと要件を済ませてこいよ。
Oops, I skipped something. I'll go on back ahead of you. The storm's coming closer. We'd better end our little chat post haste before he shows up.
なんだ、まだ何か言わないとダメか？
いいえ、十分です。私のために敵の足止めをお願いします、アベンジャー。
あいよ。じゃ、ちょっくら気合い入れて出迎えるわ。あんたは裏から出ていけよ。
Waving my hand to Bazette, I venture outside. Once she's made up her mind about something, she won't waste a moment's effort on anything unnecessary. She's already forgotten all about me and is running at full throttle straight to the castle by now. The Einsperren servant will be here any minute. I pull Bazette's glove that I picked up off the ground onto my right hand. It's pretty much useless as a glove after Fragarach reduced it to cinders, but what the hell, it might at least make for a good luck charm.
さて、今度こそ真っ二つか。だから来たくないって言ったのにな。
The weakest under attack by the strongest, this is. There are way too many matchups like this in this Holy Grail War thing, god damn it. In the end, I left him behind. I allowed him to remain there, in a place where he was certain to be killed, and raced into the forest alone. I feel no debt towards him. As he said, this was the natural choice. A familiar should be played like a pawn, sacrificed to protect his king. Using one servant as a shield to prolong your own life is a matter of course. If I'm going to feel indebted to him, it should only be if I fail to reach the castle. Should I fail to live up to the chance at victory he has given me through his servant's devotion, then and only then. I've already grown accustomed to this, and I do understand. Furthermore, even if Avenger were to die, he'll return to life again. Even if he is killed out here, he'll be returned to the first night again. Nothing to lose, and nothing to regret. Just as before, I, as a magus of the association, shall conduct myself in a manner befitting my reputation as a first-rate agent. And yet, I feel more pain than usual. These feelings of sentimentality, which I felt once before, now seem to grate against my heart as I grit my teeth in discomfort. In irritation towards both him and myself, I find myself indiscriminately destroying everything in my path. The darkness of the night, the multitude of trees, and even the castle now visible beyond the forest, it feels like I tried to shoot them down if I relaxed my grasp of myself even for a moment. However, it's not those voiceless objects that I want to destroy the most, but...
そうか。私も。
have left him behind. All of a sudden, I find myself wanting to apologize to all those unknown things. Even it was the natural choice, even if he told me to do so himself. The way I treated him was worse than any hatred or betrayal.